A frantic party scrambles through the forest, clutching a torn map. Suddenly, the druid kneels, whispers to the resident squirrel, and it points us straight in the direction to the villain's secret camp, saving us an hour of wandering and our ranger's last spell slot. Yes, druids can do that, and let's make sure you can too. Welcome, adventurers, I'm Kristen, and today we're cracking open one of the most wildly underused yet highly cinematic tools in the druid's toolkit: communicating with animals. Now, in the 2014 rules, the bard and the ranger also have access to this spell, and in the new 2024 rules, warlocks also have access to this spell. But this really is a highlight that really works into the true role-playing of a druid. So we're going to go over the mechanics of the Speak with Animals spell. We'll cover the mechanics, the Speak with Animals spell, and some class features. But more importantly, we're going to dive into some role-playing technique, real-world animal logic, and storytelling tricks that turn chirps and growls into plot-twisting intel. By the end, you'll have a toolbox full of practical tips, funny table moments, and tactical advantages to keep your table captivated. Now, all too often, I think I cast Speak with Animals gets treated as a throwaway line. The DM shrugs, the squirrel speaks, and everyone moves on. It wastes not only a spell slot, but a golden roleplay opportunity. Worse, many players may feel that they'll derail the plot or annoy other players at the table by chatting with every pigeon in Waterdeep. The result? A powerful feature collects dust. And druids feel more like forest wizards than true stewards of nature's gossip network. Now let's go over the foundations and how the mechanics work. Speak with Animals is a level 1 spell that can either be cast as an action or a ritual. It lasts for 10 minutes and it's not even a concentration spell. Let's go over the verbiage here. For the duration, you can comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts, and you can use any of the influence action skill options with them. That means you could attempt to intimidate or persuade them with an ability check. It goes on to say most beasts have little to say about topics that don't pertain to survival or companionship, but at a minimum, a beast can give you information about nearby locations and monsters, including whatever it has perceived within the last day. The fact that this doesn't require concentration is huge. Now, if you combine that with wild shape scouting or a pass without a trace run, you've got a mobile intel agency. But the mechanics here are just the scaffolding. Layer on some animal POV roleplay. Remember that raccoons may be like shiny objects. A crow loves to trade things. And a bear mostly wants lunch and respect, right? When you honor an animal's priorities, your DM is far more likely to feed you some juicy clues instead of just bland directions. Hi adventurers, I'm Kristen and this is Kristen's Epic Adventures. This is the place for all unboxings, reviews, tips, and tricks concerning tabletop role-playing games. If that's up your alley, go ahead and click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss upcoming videos. Here's a quick tip. Keep a bear bribe kit handy in-game. Think nuts, jerky, or trinket. Offer it up mid-conversation for some advantage on your persuasion rolls. Your DM might appreciate the creativity. Next, what if you leverage some non-verbal cues? Have your character chirp or purr or thump the ground rather than talking in common. It sells the scene and might earn inspiration from your DM. Also, don't forget about some team synergy here. Ask the rogue what intel they need before you cast the spell. Maybe they're looking for a concealed trapdoor in this instance. Now your new parrot pal can focus on where there might be odd floorboards around and not random breadcrumbs. Here's some advanced tactics and story hooks that help. What if you wild shaped into a hawk, scouted out some patrol route, land, drop the wild shape, then find another nearby hawk, cast Speak with Animals to get some finer details, like guard shift whistles that maybe you missed while you were flying. Also, consider the emotional stakes. What if you bonded with a threatened fox family nearby, and you promised to drive off some encroaching goblins? Completing that little side quest instantly deepens your druid's personal arc, and rewards the party with some grateful forest guides. If you're finding this video helpful, can you go ahead and hit that like button? It just helps more adventurers find us and really supports the channel. How about in a puzzle solver situation? Consider speaking to the local pod of dolphins to scout out a shipwreck. Different animals can offer different unique data sets. Lean into that and your DM can level up their puzzles. Now here's how to take the action steps on how to bring this to your table. First, prep a beast wish list, if you will. Before each session, jot down 3 local animals and one way in which they might help you. You also might want to discuss with your DM the tone of their game and how this fits in. Is the game more of a comedy or National Geographic realism, or even a mix of those? You want to clarify this so no one's really blindsided by your rapping raccoon. Adventurers, if you're finding this video helpful, we want to consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Next, make sure you reward the beast that's helping you. Even in a dungeon crawl, a rat might want a stale piece of bread or help freeing its family. Build reciprocity here, not interrogation. Another action step here is to share the spotlight. Remember I mentioned bards, rangers, and now warlocks also have use of this spell? You can involve them too to now turn solo whispers into party moments. Also consider slowly escalating the stakes. Start with, I need some directions first, and you could escalate into some moral dilemmas, like convincing the local guard dog to betray its cruel owner. Now that's drama gold. So the next time the fighter flexes or the wizard fireballs, remember you've got an entire ecosystem of allies waiting to chat. Animals aren't just set dressing. They're informants, companions, and plot twisters wrapped in fur and feathers. Keep that beast bribe kit handy, stay curious, and you'll find that every hoot and howl hides a story that your druid can uncover. So please, I'm dying to hear your stories. Let me know in the comments down below. What's the wildest secret that an animal ever spilled in your game? I can't wait to read your stories while my squirrel informants gather up the next scoop. Now you're going to want to watch one of the videos on the next screen. Go ahead and click on that and I'll meet you there.